Everyone thinks earning £32,000 a month from a cafe means I'm living stress-free. But here is the truth nobody ever tells you. I work 71 hours a week. I solve every staffing problem. I clean the machines. I cook the food. I do all the shopping. I fix every upgrade. And some nights, I leave the cafe thinking, if this fails, my whole family will see it. My son will see this and it's all recorded. So in this video, I'm going to show you the real truth behind the numbers. How much I actually work, what I really take home, and whether £32,000 a month is even worth it. So watch this before you open up a small business. You see £32,000 a month, you don't see the 71 hours. Most of the people assume that if you make £32,000 a month from a business, you're rich. My friend, some weeks I barely sleep. I run the cafe, I manage the team, I cook, I clean, I do inventory. And when someone quits last minute, I became everything. I feel like Cardi B there. And it's not just the work, it's the fear, it's the pressure. The thought that my son will watch these videos one day and see me struggling, stress and try not to fail. So every decision I make in the shop, it does affect my family. So in this video, I'm going to show you the real truth behind that £32,000, how many hours I actually work, what I actually take home, and the full breakdown of the kitchen costs and the expenses that nobody talks about. I get it, the number £32,000 looks big, but when you see how much I put into this business, you will decide for yourself if it's really worth it. So when you finish this video, let me know in the comments if it's actually worth it or not. And if you was in my shoes, would you carry on doing this? And later on, I will show you the exact costs of running this kitchen, the machines, the equipment, the repairs, and everything that eats into that £32,000. So let's start with actually where my week goes. So here is how my 71 hours a week looks like. First, of course, I do the shopping. If you watched my channel before, you know that I have limited space in this cafe. So just like before I came here, today is Sunday and time is 4:15. So I was at the cash and carry. I bought some stuff for the shop because we are open tomorrow. On Sundays we are closed, so I done the preparing and the shopping from Sunday, and I'm going to clean the machines in a bit. So I checked all the stock. I came, I looked at the stock, I looked at what we needed and what we're missing. So I went to the cash and carry and bought everything and bring it back to the shop. So we are ready for tomorrow. So today, what time I came here? So today I'm going to spend like 4 or 5 hours here in this cafe because I'm going to do the cleaning as well of the machines. So that's why I'm here. So my week starts from Sunday and already 4 or 5 hours is gone. And for tomorrow, I'm not cooking from today. I always cook and prepare at the same day. So I took out some bacons from the freezer and stuff like that because most of the stuff is frozen. So I take them out from the freezer and let it defrost for tomorrow. So my kitchen is ready for tomorrow. And just like I said, the next is the cleaning. So as I said, I cook on the day for the next day. So let's say I defrosted the bacons for tomorrow and I'm going to cook that in the morning. And for Tuesday, I will take out some bacons in the morning, depending on the work and the situation. If I feel like it's going to be busy, I'll take out more bacons in the morning. And when we close, I will stay and get them ready for tomorrow, depending on the work. So I do some preparing after we close and I stay here for a couple of hours just to get those sorted. So we are always ready for the next day. So I do always stay. I don't exactly leave at 4. I wish I did, but I can't. And the cleaning, I'm going to clean the grinder today. So I will show you. This is my coffee machine. It is a La Marzocco, and this is my grinder right here. It's called Malcoin, and they do need cleaning every week. So I do come clean them. I do backflash on this machine, use a powder, special powder, and I clean the inside bit of the grinder. So Danny is doing every week. I either do it on Sundays or Saturdays when we close the shop, so it's always ready and fresh for the week. Otherwise, if you don't clean it for such a long time, the residue will gather around the machine and the grinder will stop working properly. The machine will give out bad coffee because it will stuck up in where the mouth is, where the water comes out. So you will feel that burnt taste when you drink the coffee. So if you ever go to them big chains, if you feel like there's a burn and that there's a weird burnt taste from the coffee, just know that coffee machine isn't cleaned for such a long time. So you don't feel the same thing when you come to my cafe because it's always cleaned, it's always looked after. So you don't get that burnt feeling when you drink our coffee. So that's why everyone likes my coffee. When you drink it once, you can't stop it, you always want to have it. If you don't believe me, you can come and try my coffee. The link is in the description or it's on the screen right now. We are located in Arnold, Nottingham. You're always welcome here. And if you come, you will most likely see me too. So that is done for the week. And every week, I do the staff management. So I do write everyone's times and everything. I usually write it on a notepad. It's easier for me. I prefer to use a pen and paper That's me, that's how I do it, that's how I like to do it anyways. I do like writing on the paper, so I write down who's gonna come for the next week's shift or next 2 weeks shift. It depends on the situation, on the emergencies of the people, because sometimes there's emergencies happens, like Kaylee, when she got hit by a car, she had 2 broken bones, so I had to cover her, I had to employ new people just to cover her. It was an emergency, I had to deal with that. But she's fine now, she's back working with us. So staff management is a thing that has to be done every week, and I do it. And the next is dealing with the upgrades and the repairs. So last month, I changed the tap on the sink on the customer's toilet. Well, I didn't do it, I called someone else to do that. So I dealt with that, and if you watch my previous videos, I did fix the coffee machine before because the steamer head was broken, so I had to fix that. And my fridges it's not defrost, so I have to defrost it manually. And if any of the sponsors are watching, hello, you can sponsor me a new fridge or sponsor this video or the next one, whatever. It will be a huge help for me. So I do deal with the upgrades and the repairs as well. Sometimes it could take hours. For example, I had the fan and this thing that, 1 second.
2,000 years later.
And for example, I got the fan cleaned and I got this cleaned as well. And it took 3-4 hours, but I didn't stay over for this one. It was my business partner that stayed over, but this took, I think, around 3-4 hours to clean. And we did got a certificate for it, but I couldn't find it. I don't know where it is now. But things like this, they do take a time. So you have to stay over for 3-4 hours, depending on the job and the situation. And this gets cleaned every year. It's an annual thing, so we have to do it, and someone has to stay over to get that done. And there's things like admin, invoices, messages, and deliveries. For example, we do have a booking for tomorrow, and we have to do an invoice, and we have to get things ready. For example, I can show you this. It is a booking for tomorrow, and I do know what everyone's going to eat for tomorrow, so these things need to get prepared and get ready for tomorrow, and we have to do an invoice, get the booking ready, get the things that we need to done ready for tomorrow. So things like this, parties, bookings, they all need invoices and stuff like that. So they do take time. Of course, I cannot do this while I'm working. I have to do this after the work or before we open, which means that I have to wake up around like 6, something like that. So, but I usually do after work. I cannot wake up that early. But anyways, you get the point. So what does this come up to? You don't buy a cafe or you don't buy a business. You buy a job, and the most important thing is you buy a problem. It's always a constant problem that you have to solve and fix. And if someone says, buy your own business, open up your own business, it's going to be easy, they're lying. It's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be get rich fast, quick scheme. The thing's going to take time. You're always going to have problems. You always need to fix those. Sometimes your system is down. Sometimes you have staffing issues. Sometimes you have stock issues. Sometimes you're missing the items you never thought of you're missing. Stuff like that. Sometimes you have problems with the customers, so on and so forth. It's just constant problems, and you have to find constant solutions for these problems. So, it's not easy. So if you're enjoying the video so far, please remember to like, subscribe, and hype this video. It does actually help my channel a lot. And I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I cannot make this possible without you, so I need your help. Please subscribe and share this video with someone who you think might be interested in this style of content. So I need your help. Let's get to 100,000 subscribers. So that's the dream for now. But anyways, last month, my cafe made £32,000. So where does this money go? So let's break it down and see. I got my whiteboard here. So we're gonna write it in the middle. I'm actually left-handed. Let me write it in the middle, £32,000. So here we go. This is my take-in for the last month. It's £32,000. Don't mind the handwriting. So let's get it on here. The biggest first expense is, of course, the staff wage. Right on here, staff wage, which is £11,000, which comes up to 32% of this money. And Mel, you might think that's a bit too much. I can agree to some point on this one, because what makes Paradise is my staff, and that bill includes my wage as well, and also my other business partner's wage too. So we both work on here, and that price includes our wage too, just to keep in mind. It is a lot of money. It is 32% of this money, but this is for the whole month, and it is worth it, every single penny, because I do like all my staff and they deserve all the money that I give to them. So thanks for any of you who's watching. And next on the list is rent and utilities. I'm left-handed, so it makes it quite difficult for me to write, but this came up to last month. I'm gonna round up the number, 3,400. And this is 10% of the take-in. And I think that number is not that bad if you factor in the rise in energy bills in the UK at the moment. So that includes that too. I know 10% is a lot, but it is what it is. We have to pay that amount of money every month. It's something that has to be paid. And next on the list is the stock that I buy to run this cafe on a monthly basis. Let me write stock. Last month, I spent £7,000, which is 21.88%, but I'm gonna write 22%. So it's the 22% of the money that we pull in monthly, which I think is a good margin. We are below 30% and if I can work out and somehow get that to 20%, I think it will be perfect. So on businesses, you make money when you buy the stuff. So if you buy it for cheaper, you make more money. If you buy it for a high price, you make less money. So the profit will depend on your stock prices. You make profit as soon as you buy your stock, not as soon as you sell it, because you would already know how much you're going to sell it for and how much you're going to buy it for. So it's always better if you can source it for cheaper. So if you buy in bulk, you of course would mean buy it for cheaper, or use different brands or whatever. If you get into the business, you'll understand. It's a hard game to play, but it is what it is. Then next on the list is the operating costs. So I'm gonna write OC, and the operating costs for the cafe, so that will be the payment of the coffee machine. It will be the unexpected payments, such as the Christmas decorations, stuff like that. I don't know if a bulb needs changing, if a sink needs a new tap, stuff like that, you do get it. It's an operating cost that changes every month, and the operating cost is 2,100, which is 6.56%, but I'm going to write 7%. We're gonna round that up. So that's 7% of this money just to operate this business. So as I said, that number can change every month. It will depend. So when you add up all of these, it's gonna come up to the total. Let's write it on here, total. So I'm going to round up again. It's £23,500 spendings, and that will leave us with a profit of 8,500. But then we have to pay tax, which is 20%. It's £2,000. So you pay tax on the profit. And before the tax, that leaves us with a 25% of profit margin. Profit margin. There you go. That number equals to that. This number equals to that. So if you look at it, we run on 25% profit margin. I think it is quite solid. I think 25% profit margin is a good profit margin. It's a cafe end of the day. We do sell coffee and breakfast. Within my first year of running this business, I think that is a good number to achieve within the first year. And if you didn't know, most of the businesses do fail in their first to 2 years. I think which is like 70% or something like that, if I'm not correct. So yeah, this is how it looks to run a business just on a month. And this is how much it costs. Just I was about to forget. So if you subtract the tax from the profit, that leaves us with £6,500 a profit per month, which is, as I said, 25% of profit margin from this number, which is really good for a new business, which is started from scratch. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, because I'm very curious to know about it. And if you're running your own business, what is your profit margin in a month does it look like? Let me know in the comments. But I think that's solid. And hopefully it will get better. And if I can put my numbers and get my numbers correctly and probably reduce some of these, it will be better in the near future. So we are in my kitchen at the moment, and I'm going to tell you how much it cost me to get this kitchen all together. So we're going to start with the coffee machine and the grinder. You have seen it. It is La Marzocco and Marcoing. So these together, they came up to, I think, £12,000, and it's on 2-year hire purchase. So I pay £600 monthly fee for both of these for 2 years. So they're gonna come up to £15,000. Because we were a new company, they didn't lease out the machines to us. They said you can either do a hire purchase or hire purchase. So we had to do hire purchase, which means we will own the machines at the end of the contract. I know it is a lot of interest on top, but at least we're gonna own the machine, so it's going to be the part of this cafe now. So if you ever decide to sell this cafe, that will be added to the price as well. It is the most expensive thing in this cafe. By the way, I'm not thinking to sell this cafe anytime soon. Then the griddle. After the coffee machine, this griddle comes second. And this is, I think, 80 centimeter griddle by Ace. And this is not sponsored, by the way. I think this was around like 380 pounds. Brand new when we got this, or it might be 400. I can't remember, but it was, I think, maximum it was 400 pounds. It does the job. We've been using it for a year. It's good, but it's the only downside is it's electric. We don't have any gas in this shop, so everything has to run on electric. And with the electric stuff, it can lose its heat quite quickly. So when you put a lot of items on top, it can lose the heat, but it is what it is. If you run it with electric, you have to deal with this stuff. Then next on the list is the Ace fryer. So this fryer is, the top is open at the moment because I'm going to change the oil in the morning. So I left uncovered. So I do always cover it. It does have a cover. But this one cost me around 150 pounds. So all the machines were brand new when I bought them. And next we have the Ben Mary. And this Ben Mary was, I think, around 200 pounds. It is a decent Ben Mary, and all the makes are Ace. So they're quite good brand. As I said it before, it's not sponsored or anything. It's just the brand that we bought and they recommended it to us. It's 4-pot Ace, Ben Mary. It does the job very well. It is good. We haven't had any issues with these machines so far. Only with the fryer, sometimes the temperature, it doesn't work properly. There's a reset button, we have to press it, but sometimes it just, I don't know, it stops. It wants to stop working. Then we have the stuff like cooking stuff. We have the tools and whatnot, like the tongs, these scrapers, or whatever you want to call them. And these, we do have a lot of these pots as well. I think they all came up to around like 500 pounds because we got knives, stuff like that. There you go, I got a knife here. Other bits and pieces, as I said, they came up to 500 pounds. And I do have a pizza topping fridge here as well. So if you don't know, you can put all your stuff at the top. It will keep it nice and cool. It is a fridge as well, and it has a marble top. And this one was, I think, around like 350 pounds, which is good for the money. And next we have the commercial toaster, which has 6, which you can put 6 toast in it. And I think this one was 150 pounds. Then we have the Ninja blender. That was, I think, around 90 or 100 pounds. Then we have bar fridge, as you can see. This one was, I think, around 150 as well. Then this is the water boiler for the teas. And I think this one was 50 pounds. And as you can see, this, except that one, that worktop, I bought it from Amazon, I think it was 80 pounds. But this worktop, the microwaves, and those 2 freezers, the ones without the defrost, so they came with this shop, so we had to pay extra 500 pounds for, I think, 4 microwaves, 2 freezers, 1 little oven, but we don't use it, and what was it? It was some cutlery stuff as well, but we scrapped them all, we got new ones. So we got all of them for 500 pounds. It was already included in the shop. That's why we do have problems with the freezer, but we are going to buy a new one. And of course, how can I forget? Here is our plates. These are plates. We do have loads of plates and mugs and stuff. So all together, as you can see, we've got some cups and mugs and stuff like that. 1,000 pounds for the plates. We probably paid 1,000 pounds for the cups and the mugs and stuff with the sauces, because you buy the mugs, then you have to buy the sauces, which is all separate things. So I think around 2,000 pounds for that. So these aren't the exact numbers, but these are the round-up numbers, so you can get an idea of how much it costs to open up a kitchen like this. Then, of course, we done the renovation ourselves. We didn't pay money towards any construction company or anything. We done everything ourselves. We only bought the materials. My brother, he's a plasterer and he's a construction engineer. He came from London. He helped us as well with the loads of construction. So we didn't pay any money towards that. But when it was 6 tables, we only paid 10,000 pounds for the construction and everything. Then the other rest, it cost us 10,000, so 20,000 pounds to open up our 6-table small coffee shop. I would say if you're on your own, you want to do it, just be careful about your tables, because at the end of the day, you want to make money and you don't want to lose money. So at least consider having like 10 tables minimum. So that was a mistake in the beginning, but then the next door became available. We got that place too, so it's now much bigger and better. But I'm getting out the topic now. So you get the point. This is how much roughly it costs to open up this business. So the next thing is, from that 20% of margin, we're saving up because, as you can see, our kitchen is quite tiny and we are going to expand it. And I do have 2 more business partners. We have 3 business partners in total, and that money gets divided into 3. And I only took last month £300. That was the profit I took on top of my wages because we are going to expand the kitchen, as I said. So it's not as much amount of money that you think I take home, because this cafe needs upgrades, it needs stuff, it needs new equipment, it needs new fridges, stuff like that. There's always constant issues that we have to buy, upgrade, make it better and stuff like that. So we're going to have a new menu, we have to pay money towards that. We might need new chairs soon because they all become wobbly and stuff like that. So it's always money that we spend that eats into our profit. So there's always a pressure on me to keep this cafe alive. It might seem like a big number, but it is not when you start spending and you have to buy things to keep the cafe alive. And the most important thing is I'm doing all this for my family, and when my son grows up, he's going to watch these videos and see me working as a young lad in his cafe and try not to fail. I'm doing all of this because of them, and it's just a big fear that if I fail, what's going to happen? That means I'll go back to my London job, which I used to be a bus driver, which I don't want to do. And I have to win this game. There is no other way. It's just, there's only one option, and that is to win this game. And it's just always a pressure on me. It's not easy, but I think it's going to work out in the end, which you will see as well if you subscribe to my channel. And I will show you what I mean by being family. Well, when I started recording this, it was 4:15. Now the time is 6:05. And as you can see, my wife and my son is here with me as well. She's putting him to sleep, as you can see. So it's not easy to run a business and have a family, but I'm trying my best. As you can see, I have them with me as well. I've been here for a couple of hours and my wife is here. She's putting my son to sleep in this cafe, so he's basically growing up here because I have to come here, record this video for you, clean the machines, do all the stuff because it has to be done. It's not easy, but my wife is very supportive, so I'm really thankful for that. And I built something from zero. This was nothing. It was a closed shop when we got this, and we built this from the grounds up, and it's working and it's bringing us money, and it's just a new hope, a new thing, new challenge, new business day every day. And I'm very thankful for my family, for my friends, for my business partners, for the staff that work in here, because they all made this happen, and this is my pride and this is my joy. This is what I enjoy doing, and this is what I like doing. And the biggest lesson for me, and the biggest lesson I learned from this business, is the space is very important. Because we had only 6 tables in the beginning, although we were making money, but it wasn't enough for 2 business partners and to feed the family. Then we decided to extend and make it bigger. Now we have 18 tables, and we are lucky to be in this position that we are in at the moment. You can see from the drawing shop, it is a corner shop. So when you sit down here, it has a nice view. You can watch outside. It is located very perfectly. We do have a bank just across our cafe. There's a huge supermarket. There's post office as well. So for the people that we want to attract, there's the correct things in place for us. So we are very lucky to have these. I mean, I'm not gonna say we are lucky because we've done our research. I came, looked around the area and stuff like that. So it was a good area, but the space was limited in the beginning. That was the biggest mistake, the space. But I think because of my son's luck, because my wife was pregnant while I was doing this transition, and my son's luck made all this happen. We got the next door, became available, then we got that. And I think it all happened because of my son. And if you look at it, this business didn't just give me an income, it actually gave me confidence. And if you need my help, there's a link in the description which you can click and get me as your mentor. And there's a PDF file in the description as well, which is for free, which you can download and see the 10 strategies I use to grow this business. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to subscribe. Let's hit 100,000 subscribers all together. I need your help on this. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you will like this one too, and I'll see you on the next one. MrTasar made another video. If you liked it, press subscribe down below.